Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Keto Home, where I cover a number of topics. Some of them may be controversial, some of them may not. This is one that I've been kind of waiting and delaying to cover. I'm on my lunch break at work right now, so I apologize for the background. The question was asked, what is the difference between a ketogenic diet and a carnivorous diet, and what are the pros and cons to it? I feel through listening to doctors like Dr. Berg, Dr. Berry, Dr. David Jockers, the doctor that has the keto brand, I forget his name. He's a holistic style doctor. When you listen to these doctors talk about this stuff, you can pick up a lot of good information from them, and they don't hesitate to put it out. So from what I've gathered and what I've experienced on a ketogenic diet, my metabolism is way more under control. I'm getting a lot of good healthy fats in to promote vitamin absorption. I am getting some roughage and stuff in from greens to incorporate my macronutrients, my micronutrients that I can't get specifically from meat unless I ate a ton of organ meat all the time. And basically, when I was on a carnivorous diet, my appetite was out of control. I was always hungry. There's some studies that show a large intestine versus small intestine. Like, if you're on a carnivorous diet, what ends up happening to the good bacteria and stuff that helps break down your food in your large and your small intestine? Well, you have to understand that food is going to hit the small intestine first, and then it goes into the large intestine. Now, you have good bacteria in your large intestine that if it doesn't have fiber and if it doesn't have things that it can feed off of and live off of, it will actually travel into the small intestine, and it will start breaking down the nutrients that's in there, and then you don't even get proper micronutrient absorption and stuff, and your mitochondria and stuff doesn't function exactly like it should. It will actually move from your large intestine to your small intestine, and it will start eating stuff that it's not supposed to eat if you're on a carnivorous diet prolonged. This is just studies. This is what happens when you don't put roughage and stuff in your diet. Now, is it necessary to have roughage? No, there are plenty of people successful on it. What I noticed when I was on a keto diet, my appetite was under control. I didn't feel like I was hungry all the time. My energy levels were much, much higher. My mental clarity was higher. The fat loss did not happen as much. And the reason it didn't happen as much is because I wasn't consuming enough fat, and my body was pulling from its stores excessively. So then you have to wonder, the little bit of fat that I do have, or my fattiest meal of the day, if I'm only having 2 meals, at that point on a carnivorous diet, that's when I would have to take my vitamins and stuff to make sure that I'm absorbing them properly. Vitamin A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble vitamins. So on a ketogenic diet, you're getting very good absorption. You're getting a very good spectrum of fiber and stuff. Some people would say it's still not enough, but it's better than being on a carnivorous diet when you're talking about fiber count, you're talking about digestive health. I tried it for a month. I was very, very hungry, consistently wanting to go back and get more food, get more meat just to feed myself. And the misconception here is that if you're on a carnivorous diet and you're producing ketones, that you're on a ketogenic diet. That is not the case here at all. A ketogenic diet is not high protein. A ketogenic diet is where you've got a good balance of fat to your protein ratio and your carb ratio, and your carb ratio should come from complex carbs that will feed you those micronutrients, macronutrients, and stuff that you won't get from just meat and fat. So I'm hearing more and more, well, if you're producing ketones, you're in ketosis. Well, that's a ketogenic diet. That is not a ketogenic diet. The classical ketogenic diet was actually created back in like the early 1920s for children with epilepsy, and the higher fat content would get broke down by the liver, and it would actually produce ketones, and it would cross the cell wall, and since it's water soluble, the mitochondria was able to use it, and your body would actually function better off of it. And when you start increasing higher protein and less fat, that means you're going to produce somewhat less ketones based on individual circumstances, and you're going to pull more from your body fat stores. So in a sense, will you lose weight faster? I believe you will. Is it healthier? No, you're missing a lot of micronutrients and stuff that your body needs. and everybody doesn't want to go out and eat spleen and liver and stuff all the time, and kidneys. I mean, I like some of that stuff, but I'm not going to eat that stuff every day. It gets a little annoying. So there are a lot of people out there that will call an Atkins diet a carnivorous diet, a ketogenic diet, and that is not the case. 70 to 75% fat. Even some people that are fighting anxiety, depression, epilepsy will be up around 80, 85, and they'll have somewhere between 15 to 25 grams of protein depending on what their fat count is, and they'll have 5 to 10% carbohydrate coming from complex carbs that consist of really good macronutrient count and micronutrient count from stuff like spinach, kale, arugula, just really good salads and stuff, avocados. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but leave your comments below. Let me know if you think, if you're in ketosis, are you going to call that a ketogenic diet? Do you feel like as long as you're producing ketones, you're doing keto, or you're on it, or you're doing a ketogenic diet? I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like too many people are making keto out to be bad, and it's frowned upon, because now I'm starting to see more and more vegans and plant-based nutritionists that are using that as fuel for their fire, and they're saying all these keto people out here saying high protein, high fat, it's not good for you, and then you'll have one person say it's high fat, moderate protein. We need to start drawing like a fine line here, like what this is. Are you on a carnivorous diet? Like I'm doing a protein modified, or a protein sparring modified fast right now, where I have a really high level of protein and it's a lower fat content, but the fat content is just enough so I am being able to excrete the bile that's in my gallbladder, so I don't get gallstones. So I know I'm not on a ketogenic diet, and I know I'm producing ketones right now, but I'm never going to call that a ketogenic diet, because that's not what it is. I'm consistently hungry on this protein sparring modified fast, and it's not keto, because on keto I rarely get hungry. I might eat 2 meals a day, and sometimes I don't even want to eat the second meal because my appetite's so under control. You have to realize 1 gram of fat has 9 calories, 1 gram of protein has 4 calories, and 1 gram of carbohydrates has 4 calories. So if I have 1 gram of fat, I have twice the energy expenditure that I have of protein and carbohydrates. So if I'm on a true ketogenic diet, I would have my appetite under control, and I have more energy with less food. Let me know your thoughts and comments below, guys. Thanks, I appreciate it. Keto on.